Hello everyone. Hi, my name is Noemi Banchi, and today we are going to talk about Masters of Wisdom. This activity is part of a course. This time is an online course and is called Seven Rays. So let's get started. So today, this information you will see here is based on a book by Rubén Cedeño. And the book is Los Siete Rayos. It is in Spanish, but it means the seven rays. Okay, let's read. The masters of wisdom are human beings. Okay, so, and I want to stop there. Why? Because some people think that they are the only beings in the world, the only beings in the universe, the only beings in the galaxy, and no, humans are not the only ones. There are more individuals. Let's go. So humans are here, and it's life above and below. To give you a location and to orientate you about how does it work. Like we saw before that no one's come here like in a disorganized manner. So everything in the universe has an order. All right. So the evolution is something like this. Life start being as mineral, like rocks. And then we have plants, and then animals, and then humans. This is the scale of evolution. We are going to see this in more detail in coming activities. But what happened above humans? Well, above humans there are the masters of wisdom. They are still humans, but perfect. Let's say perfect beings. Let's continue. So the masters of wisdom are human beings who have passed through the 5 major initiations, have fulfilled, developed the 7th rays, are a manifestation of one specific ray, and are focused on that quality of the totality of life to benefit the earth, especially humans, you, me, everyone. But let's see in more detail what all this sentence says, because there's a lot of information here. Let's go in more detail. So, in terms of the 5 initiations, the major initiations, we can see that these initiations were at some point were described by some point in Jesus' life, Master Jesus. So every initiation is represented by any circumstance around Jesus' life, along Jesus' life. Let's see which one. So the first one is, do you see the image? Can you describe the image? It is the birth. Yes, Jesus' birth. And Jesus' birth represents the first initiation. But we are not going to talk about Jesus because he is already a master of wisdom. The point is that we are in the path to be one of them, to be a master of wisdom. So the birth of Jesus, in this case, the first initiation, is when a human being is able to control all the physical aspect, everything physical. And this is represented by the birth, Jesus' birthday. All right, let's continue. Well, the second initiation is, as you see the image here, the baptism. Yes, Jesus' baptism. And this represents for us when a human being is able to control all their emotions. And the baptism was with water. And water represents, in the Bible, represents emotions. So this is when a person is able to control all their emotions. They don't get depressed, they don't get anxious, they don't get upset, they don't get disappointed. Nothing, because they are able to control. And this is the second. If you see, okay, today is not this the class the the lesson of the 5 major initiations, but just to, because at the end of the day, all this about who are the masters of wisdom and how they got that title, let's say, everyone, this is about you, and this is how you can do the same by controlling your emotions. And in metaphysics, we learn a lot of techniques, and one of them is when we say, you don't have power over me, to the traffic, to your partner because said something, or he did or she did something, to the kids, to the neighbors, to your boss, everyone. You can say, you don't have power over me. To your financial situation, if you see the news, inflation, this, that, you can control your emotions by doing so. Saying, you don't have power over me. Let's continue. The third initiation is represented by, and do you recognize this artwork? This is the Transfiguration of Christ, I think is the name, by Raphael. And of course, is the Transfiguration. And what represents this? What does it mean for us? Okay, it means that we are, when we get this initiation, is because we are able to control all and every single thought. It's not that you are not going to do something, it's that you are not even to think of that, because you will be aware, because you are aware, and you are not going to do that because you know that you are in control of your thoughts. So imagine this situation. You are watching, let's say, a game of cricket, rugby, football, or soccer, or whatever you want to say, or anything, and your team is losing. And you have to control yourself, and you have to be in command of every thought you have. And this is transfiguration. Or let's say a situation in your workplace, and something happened that guidelines or something like you need to do, and it's something unexpected, and then you need to control yourself, your thoughts, and you think, yes, I will do it, I can do it, and you will not protest. And this is transfiguration. So you will see if you are close or not about this. And the fourth initiation is, yes, the crucifixion. And do you recognize this artwork? This artwork is by Velázquez. This is artwork in the Prado Museum in Madrid. All right. And this is, and you see the image here, when, let's say, not literally, but when someone's personality dies. And after being in control of the physical elements, emotions, and thoughts, then your personality disappears. And is when the personality is like unified with your inner self. And this is what we call the fifth initiation, which is the ascension. Correct. The ascension is when you don't have any more personality, because you are your inner self. You act with as your inner self. You have only good thoughts and positive feelings, because you are in control of all these things. All right. And by the way, just to make sure that the ascension, it wasn't something like magically. It is scientifically, and we can prove. But as I said, this is not the lesson of the 5 initiations. It's just the lesson of the Master of Wisdom. So let's keep going. All right. What is this? Have you seen this before? May or may not. This is the birthplace of Master Jesus in the Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem, Palestine. And interestingly, the door is like this size. Can you see it? I don't know if you can appreciate in the photo, but it's tiny. It's a tiny door. You need to bend forward to be able to pass through. Even if you are a short person, you need to bow at some point. And this is the symbolism of when one starts working or going inwards to your inner self. Let's say when I am going into my inner self, the first thing I need to develop is humility. Get rid of my pride. And this is the place in Bethlehem, and the birthplace of Master Jesus is marked by a silver star in a grotto. And under the 6th century, it was marked. Of course, it wasn't like that before. So it was recently in the 6th century that this place were marked like this. All right. So another thing, and this is another place, but this is in Jerusalem, and this is Bethany. Do you know what happened in Bethany? I will show you. It's inside here. This is the mark of on the stone of the feet of Master Jesus. Do you remember that I told you that ascension is not like a magic thing, but scientific? Well, and this is what happened. When Jesus was there, all his electrons started vibrating so fast that he became like an illuminated person, and people, there were about 200 people there because it was in public. So imagine that he was there standing and he started irradiating so much light that everyone was like, oh my god, this is how when you are looking at the sun straight forward and then you get, oh, what is, so everyone was something like that. And he, for this process of acceleration of his electrons, because our body is not only Jesus' body, but everyone inside is composed of millions and millions of electrons. And these electrons are moving around a nucleus. And this nucleus is composed of protons and neutrons. And the electrons are moving, and then fast, so fast that he disappeared. If you think of an helix, do you know the plane? It has helix in to be able to fly. I think it's helix. Well, this, if the plane is stopped, the helix, the axes are visible, you can see. But when the engine started, then these are moving so fast that you cannot see them anymore. And this is the explanation of vibration. When something is such a high level of vibration, then the sight of a human being is unable to see that. But it doesn't mean that it's not there. It's just because we don't see it. Like a micro, I don't know, micro thing that you can see only with a microscope. All right, let's continue. Well, so let's recap. Let's recall what we have seen here. So we said that the Master of Wisdom, they already passed through all this process of the 5 initiations that Jesus Master, Master Jesus explained, let's say, within his life. Then they are able to control, they develop the 7 rays, or the 7 aspects of the totality of life, which are, and let's see now, the first blue ray is goodwill, the second golden ray is intelligence, the third pink ray is love, the fourth white ray is beauty, the fifth green ray is health, the sixth gold ruby ray is peace and provision, and the seventh violet ray is forgiveness. Okay, so when we already got all these things, then you have developed the 7 rays, and there are more qualities. Let's keep going. The Masters of Wisdom master the 7 universal principles, especially cause and effect. Yes, they mastered. Let's remember which what is the 7 universal, or what are the 7 universal principles. Okay, mouse, good. The 7 universal principles are mentalism, cause and effect, vibration, rhythm, polarity and generation, and correspondence. So, mentalism. What you think, what you feel, what you say, and what you do, you will manifest. This is the principle of mentalism is what you think you will manifest. You think and believe. You need to combine thought and feeling to manifest. The quadrant of causation is the cause and effect because they work together. All the principles work together, but these two match very well. Cause and effect is what you do to others, someone will do to you. So, in other words, if you don't want something to do something to you, don't do it. Vibration, we already explained vibration with the example of the ascension. Everything vibrates. And rhythm is that everything moves. It's not quiet. You think like a stone is quiet? No, it's moving. A very low rate, but still it's moving. A plant can move as well. If the sunlight is close, they might move a little bit, not too much, but they move. An animal, of course. Human beings, of course, they move all the time. And this is the thing that nothing will last forever. Polarity, everything has two poles, positive, negative, masculine, feminine. Generation is that we generate, we multiply all the time. Like generation, like an egg with an sperma, you will get a baby. And light, in terms of light, negative and positive, light. Thanks to Edison. Thanks Edison that he discovered the bulb light. And correspondence is that everything that is above is below. As is above is below. As is below is above. And these are the 7 universal principles. So they respect all these principles. All right. After having gone through the classes of ignorance, learning, and wisdom, the masters of wisdom freed themselves from the wheel of 777 reincarnations. And let's see this picture here. This is the wheel of life. All right. But let's see this, because I thought it would be a little bit small. So let me show you a little bit bigger, because I am interested in talking about only this part for now. So there are 6 realms here. So we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this one is hell. Everyone is suffering. Everyone is ignorant. Is an ignorant. Everyone is ignorant, yeah. This one here, animals. People who live like animals. They just eat. They might have sex. They sleep. And that's it. And they might drink beer sometimes. I don't know. And this is their life, like animals. They don't even have a house. They are homeless. Well, there are people, they live like something like that. This one is another part. All these 3 are the class of ignorance. They don't even know about they have, sorry, they don't have, are they are an inner self, which is God, or the light of the I am persons. So this one here is the another realm where people are just, they suffer because you see here like they have a big stomach, but they are these kind of people, like they want to be with someone else, but because they cannot live alone, they cannot be alone, they can't do nothing alone because they need someone else. They depend on someone else. All right, then we have the human realm, and this, let's say that the human and demi deva are 70, let's say, uh more or less, or maybe in the middle here, they already passed through the 700 reincarnations, and then they start moving to the 701, 702, something like that, 750, I don't know, something like that. In the human, when people just, well, they have a house, yes, they have a job, people might work, and this is their life. They don't think of any beyond that. They just want to work Monday to Friday, relax on weekend, do something fun, or relax, chill out, and go on holiday, and that's it. This is what they want. All right, then we have the demi-devas. Devas, why I'm saying deva instead of God? Because God is the translation of deva, but deva means being of light. All right. And they are the last 70 reincarnations. When they already have a little bit of knowledge, they will a little bit better, and they are learning. This is when we learn. And as you see now, everyone wants to learn about anything, and if they don't know something, they just go on internet and they research, what is this, what is that, I have these symptoms, or what might be, or anything, relate anything. So I always say, don't do that. Go to your GP or a health professional, but don't research on your own, because there are many things on internet that they are not reliable. But anyway, everyone wants to learn, and these are the last 17 incarnations, and then there we have the last 7 reincarnations, which is about wisdom. Is when we already know and we already develop these virtues. We already know more or less about the 7 rays, the 7 universal principles, about our inner self, and our I am persons. And this is the last, the realm of the devas. All right. As you see, we cannot learn all of these things in one incarnation, in around, let's say, 80, 90, 100 years. I think we need more time to learn all these things. Okay. Now, Ruben Cedeño says, knowing about the existence of the Masters of Wisdom is not to ask them to perform miracles. Let's say, oh, because we know now about, let's give some examples of Master of Wisdom. Gautama, Master Jesus, Krishna, Saint Germain, and many others. Master Gutumi, Master Moria, and many, many, many more. All of them were incarnated once upon a time, and they passed through all the experiences that we are maybe passing through, right now, and they master these situations. Okay, so now that we know about them, it's not to ask them to perform a miracle, that like a saint or a Mahatma. No. In metaphysics, we learn about masters, the existence of master of wisdom, but not for that purpose. This is very important. Or to receive messages from them. Like people say, yes, okay, so Master Saint Germain told me to say to you that you have to do this or that. No. It might be an illness, a mental illness, but they don't work like that. They have the master of wisdom, as they are human beings, perfect of course, but they still, some of them, they have a physical body. And if they want to talk to you, they will come to you and say to you, like they did with Elena Petrovna Blavatsky or Madame Blavatsky. They work with her face to face. And there is a picture that because nobody believed her, that, oh, no, you are lying. And she said, okay, and said to Master Saint Germain, Master Guzumi, and Master Moria, please, I need a picture with all of you because nobody believes me. And they accept, and they took a photo. She went to a party with Master Guzumi, and everyone saw them because Master Guzumi is a very tall man. And something like that. So many things. So if you, of course, we have nothing against all this practice, but we don't do this in metaphysics. We don't need to receive any message from any master of wisdom. Sometimes they are called ascended masters. And this is how they call. We call master of wisdoms, adepts as well. So, knowing about the existence of masters of wisdom is to join them to service humanity. Ta-na-na-na. Have that sound. Sound interesting for you? Let's say that Master Jesus, he now is the angel Mika of unity, and he doesn't want, or maybe he doesn't work for just Christianity, but for all humanity. So he, as the angel of Mika, as angel Mika, he works for everyone. They are Christians, Catholics, Jewish, atheists, they don't believe in anyone, agnostics, Hindus, Muslims, Buddha, Dharma. Let me think, because Buddhist, no, is not correct. Buddhist, okay, Buddhist, but we call it metaphysics. Followers of Buddha, no. Well, but people who learn Buddha's teaching, Buddha Dharma, everyone. So, if you want to know about Master Jesus, you might be welcome to work with everyone. If you practice a religion or not, doesn't matter. If you believe or not in Master Jesus, doesn't matter. Because the point here is that you will work to your neighbor, your dad, your cousin, your boss, your classmate, whatever, whoever, everyone. All right. The Masters of Wisdom are not ghosts, like spirits around here um, on Earth. No. They have their own body, physical body. They are not deities, photos, or statues to be worshipped, followed, or obeyed. Like someone might say, "Oh yes, Master Saint Germain says that you have to do this or that." No, they don't say that. They don't want people to obey them. They don't want you to be in front of the statue of a picture and worship them. I have in my house, I have photo statues, but the point is to connect with the virtue that they develop, to work with them. Like for example, Master Kusumi, he works with all the religions. Okay, so I'm going to teach metaphysics, for example. I'm going to publish books. I'm going to do this and that in terms of raise awareness about metaphysics. Okay, let's move on. The spiritual hierarchy of Shambhala. What is that? Okay, it's the confederation of the masters of wisdom in charge of the internal direction of the earth. Remember when I said the law of correspondence, how so it's above is below? Okay, so if a country, if there is a government in a country, well, there is a spiritual hierarchy for the whole planet. And this is the spiritual hierarchy of Shambhala. It's hierarchically organized in accordance with the order, grade, development, and rank of each master. Okay, let's see. And this is just part of that. So, the head of the whole hierarchy is the planetary Logos, which is Lord Gautama. The Earth Buddha, which is underneath the planetary Logos, is at the moment is Lord Maitreya. And then there are the directors of the three departments. The department of Manu, this is Saitru. The department of the Bodhisattva, Master Kusumi, and the department of the Mahachohan, who is Paul the Venetian. The Mahachohan is the director of the 7 Chohan. And there is one Chohan or director for each ray. You see here 7 rays? So for the blue ray, the first blue ray, the Chohan is Sirius, Sun Sirius. The Chohan of the second golden ray is Lady Soshi. The Chohan of the pink ray is Lady Ruina. The Chohan of the fourth white ray is Serapis Bey. The Chohan of the fifth ray, green, is Hilarion. The Chohan of the sixth gold ruby ray is John, the Beloved. And the Chohan of the seventh violet ray is Master Saint Germain, but because he is now the avatar of this era, now in his charge as director of Sachohan of the 7th Ray is Mother Mercedes is in charge of this work. All right, and there are many more, but this is to have an idea. All right, and you see everyone has their own role, the position, and they work on that. The purpose of the spiritual hierarchy of Shambhala is, and let's see, number 1, make humanity develop its inner self. That you that you are listening and watching this video, you develop your inner self. Your personality, your inner self, and your I am presence. Spirit, soul, and body. 1. So develop your perfection. That's it. That when you do something, you do perfect. Number 2, and something good, always. Make human beings aware of, develop, and act according to the 7 aspects of the totality of life. So as they did, they developed the awareness of their inner self, they developed the 7 aspects of the totality of life. Now, the purpose number 3 is act, taking into account the 7 universal principles. That you know the 7 universal principles and then you act accordingly. Number 4, exterminate ignorance, evil, and suffering in each human and the whole planet. And how do you exterminate ignorance? By studying. That's it. Simple. Studying, traveling, researching, and so on. Number 5, and doing, remember, it's very important. Number 5, let humanity, the planet and its evolution fulfill the supreme plan of perfection. Everyone who has a plan of perfection, well, make sure that you are working on that. Number 6, make humanity work together for the purpose which the masters of the spiritual hierarchy of Shambhala know and serve. And number 7 is persevere, teach, expand, and practice the internal teaching. In other words, spread the word about metaphysics. If you practice and it works for you, then talk to others to come and study. That's it. And these are all the purpose that they work on at the moment. As you see, this center in nowadays in any teaching environment, even in health environment, everyone is patient-centered, student-centered, and as above is below. Well, spiritual hierarchy of Shambhala, they are not the center. Humanity, when I'm saying humanity, what I'm saying you are the center. In other words, no master of wisdom on earth will come to ascend you magically. No. You need to work on that. You need to change the way that you are thinking, feeling, acting, and doing things, because you are doing something wrong and you need to change. And this is the purpose. That's it. Change to make the better version of yourself. All right. Well, thank you very much and have a good week and see you next time. Bye for now.